Our ports have only been open during the week, Monday through Friday.
Now, this is just in. The unemployment claims are unexpectedly rising. So as the crisis continues to worsen across the country, lawmakers are now in Congress and looking into passing the fourth stimulus checks as soon as this month of January. So even state governors are urging the Biden administration to send out more stimulus money for Americans that are financially struggling right now. And this is a win-win for pretty much everybody. Now folks, on this channel, I always do my very best in providing you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information. So it really means a lot to me if you could subscribe to my channel. Now, according to the Labor Department, initial unemployment claims unexpectedly jumped to a total of 230,000 last week. It still remained low compared to the crisis-era averages. And the Labor Department just released its latest weekly jobless claims report. Despite the rise in filings for the first-time unemployment claims, jobless claims have held near or below the pre-crisis levels for more than a month. But many economists and lawmakers are worried about the slow economic recovery of the crisis. With the crisis making its way across the country and across many states and many cities, Americans are becoming more and more worried about their finances. According to several sources, further economic support must be passed by Congress as soon as possible, as soon as this month. All for the people of America and all for American businesses. Do you guys agree with that message? Do you believe that President Biden has to do all that it takes to send out the fourth stimulus check? The recent surge of the crisis is actually forcing thousands of people off work and putting them under big pressure. But the good news is that there is more stimulus money available to be claimed for by many people. People just have to be ready to receive the stimulus payments, folks, so comment down below if you're ready to receive more stimulus checks from the government. So the latest batch of stimulus payments from California is all heading out in the mail. Families who earn less than $75,000 and met other requirements will receive $600 payments, plus an extra $500 for dependents. In recent months, the California state government has been sending out stimulus checks to the families and households that meet its eligibility criteria. And some of the final batches are going out this month. Known as the second Golden State Stimulus, the stimulus scheme has seen low-income to median-income Californians receive much-needed financial aid over the second half of 2021, and now in the first couple of weeks of 2022. Checks of $600 and $1,100 were sent out, with those qualifying having fallen into the $0 to $75,000 band for the 2020 tax. Some people may receive checks after this January 11th deadline, in the case of having filed their 2020 tax return late. So if the paperwork was only sent during the period when checks were already being sent out, these taxpayers are advised to allow 60 more days after the processing of their tax return. The good news, though, is that the money for another round of stimulus checks to California taxpayers will likely be included when Gavin Newsom updates his proposed budget for the upcoming fiscal year. The tax rebates were not part of the initial $286 billion proposal unveiled by the governor earlier last week, though we left open the possibility that such payments would be added to the May provision. If you're not a California resident, then don't worry, there's still more than enough stimulus to go around. In Arizona, a return-to-work bonus has helped unemployed residents receive up to $2,000 direct checks if they found full-time work between May 13th and September 6th. Now, on top of the additional round of $1,000 checks for teachers and principals, Florida's 2022 budget includes a $1,000 bonus for teachers and staffs. Indiana residents will also receive a state-funded tax refund, worth around $125 each, when they file their 2021 taxes. After the state recorded a budgetary surplus on the previous fiscal year, January 24th marks the first day in which the country residents can begin to file their taxes. Undocumented workers in New York can also access a $2.1 billion stimulus check fund, allowing those unable to claim the initial two stimulus checks to receive some support. You must simply be a state resident who earned less than $26,000 in 2020, and you also had to miss out on more stimulus checks from that year. Thank you again for your support. If you have any more questions, tell me in the comments below.
Where we need to be and where we are now. But I feel very confident, as the Senator indicated, this will get done because it must get done. And we're having those negotiations. Our chairmen are sharpening their pencils as to how we come down with the number. I wish we could stay at the big number, but we can't. And the chairman of the Energy and Commerce Committee, Frank Pallone, and a few others from here on that committee are working very hard to make sure that whatever clarification is needed in terms of the language in the bill, apart from the money, the language in the bill, that is being done. But thank you for your question, and today is very important for us because you see the local intellectual resources that we have to meet the needs of people, and that's what this is about, to meet people's needs in a way that creates jobs, protects the...
Please sit down. Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I know you're hearing a lot about something called supply chains and how hard it is to get a range of things from a toaster to sneakers to bicycles to bedroom furniture. And that's why back in February, I signed a piece of legislation on supply chain, an executive order on supply chains, and we had to move on it. And with the holidays coming up, you might be wondering if gifts you plan to buy will arrive on time. Well, let me explain. Supply chains essentially mean how we make things and how the material and parts get delivered to a factory, so we can manufacture things and manufacture them here. How we move things, how a finished product moves from a factory to a store to your home. And today we have an important announcement that will get things you buy to you, to the shelves faster. I'm joined by the Executive Director of the Ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach, Gene Soroka, and Mario Cordono. I apologize, Mario. And the President of the International Longshoremen's Union, Willie Adams. Los Angeles and Long Beach are home to two of the largest ports in America, and together these ports are among the largest in the world. And the best way to make that point is that 40% of shipping containers that we import into this country come through these two ports. And today we have some good news. They're going to help speed up the delivery of goods all across America. After weeks of negotiation and working with my team and with the major union retailers and freight movers, the Port of Los Angeles announced today that it's going to begin operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This follows the Port of Long Beach's commitment to 24/7 that it announced just weeks ago. 24/7 system, what most of the leading countries in the world already operate on now, except us, until now. This is the first key step toward moving our entire freight, transportation, and logistical supply chain nationwide to a 24/7 system. And here's why it matters. Traditionally,